Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks, Futures, and Forex Market Preview for the week beginning Sunday, March 5th, 2023, ending Friday the 10th. By the way, just so you know, we're already in the second week of March. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but we've got the options expiration the week after. Also, we're going to go into quarterly futures contract roll this week. So from Thursday the 9th to Friday the 10th, we'll be rolling to the June contracts this week. That means Friday is probably going to be really dead, as it usually is, unless there's some major news out there. And then we'll be on the June contracts ahead of options expiration the week after. All right, here's the dollar index daily chart. I don't know what to say. Pretty much as flat as it gets. Nothing here really. This was just a look at the last five candles. It's such a boring week. The pound dollar, we'll go through the Forex real quick. Pound dollar, nothing. Euro dollar, obviously the inverse of the dollar index, nothing there. The pound yen didn't even move either. So Forex is dead. There's no signals. There's nothing to really talk about. Let's just move on. Here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. And as you can see, it was also kind of a flat week. We dipped a little bit Wednesday, Thursday, but then came back up Friday, late Thursday and Friday. And when we look at the intraday, you'll see it. But there's no signals. There's just nothing here. This is as bad and dull as the market can get. We got the S&P cash index. The S&P on Friday was up, obviously. It was probably the biggest day of the week, but included a gap up. The NASDAQ 100 also up Friday. So we closed green for the week. When we look at the intra-week, you'll see it. Russell 2000, again, a very flat week, and then gapped up and closed up on Friday. We got crude oil closing just under $80 on Friday, up for the week, but again, way down from where we were earlier in the year, and gold also up for the week. Here's the Bitcoin, still trading 22,227 basically, as I do this on Saturday, down from the 25,000 high it made its way back up to. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, also had a flat week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were horrible. Then we gapped down Thursday. Then we gapped up Friday. So you've kind of got a floating island there, but it's it is barely an interesting week. This was one of the most boring weeks. Well, the markets have not been exciting lately. Let's be very clear about that. So when they do, we'll get to more calls and stuff like that. The VIX closes at 1849. That's one of the lowest closes in the last year. Honestly, we're down to like the lowest 10 closes of the year, something like that. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ was up on Friday at 1891, so way more stocks up. On the New York was way more stocks up than down, but the average for the week, or the 10-day moving average, is about 383 negative. So it's been a negative week for stocks, obviously. The trend closes at 0.69, puts the 10-day at 1.10, and that's nowhere near the 0.85 line that we look for. So under 0.85, that blue line would be, if the 10-day moving average got there, that would be a sell signal in the broad market. Here's the intra-week action on the ES, so you can see the last Friday is on the far left. So we gap up Monday, kind of drift back down, flat opening Tuesday, closed just under where we opened, basically. Gap down a little bit on Wednesday-ish, and then closed a little bit lower than that. But at that point, we're basically even for the week. Gap down Thursday, rallied back up. Still, at this point, we're only up a couple of points for the whole week. But then you gap up Friday and head higher, and the NASDAQ looks exactly the same. This is definition of program trading, by the way. When both of these charts, the ES and the NQs, look at this. I'm flipping back and forth. Look how close they look. That's pretty unique. So we don't like to see that, but a little bit boring. In terms of some of the stocks that we watched, let's go to Apple, which was up 39 cents. It was up more than that on Friday. You can see that gap up. Amazon also up on Friday, but was kind of down for the weekish. Meta up for the week and up on Friday, heading back to like 6-month highs. Google up for the week, kind of mid-range for the last 6 months. There's no signals and there's no chart patterns on any of these, so I'm not going to say anything else except for what they did. Goldman Sachs rebounded on Friday. Netflix up a little bit on Friday. Tesla had that 13 sell signal about a week ago, and that was it, right? There's a 13, you can see it with the arrow, and then the earnings, or the presentation he did about the future of Tesla, the future of the world, evidently didn't go well, so kind of gapped down Thursday, but then came back anyways. NVIDIA not much here, hanging near the highs of the last few months, and Zoom kind of mid-range for the last few months. So that's it. In terms of economic data coming out this week, hold on, this is the, so we're going to be here. So we've got on Monday, nothing on Sunday around the world, no U.S. Factory orders at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday here in the U.S. Got a rate announcement out of Australia going into Tuesday. You've got the Fed Chair Powell testifying on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And wholesale inventories at the same time. Consumer credit at 3 p.m. On Wednesday, we got the trade balance number. That's one of our big three here in the U.S. and Canada too. So we'll be half size for Forex ahead of that. Canada has a rate announcement Tuesday at 10 a.m. Fed Chair Powell testifies the other side of Congress. Crude oil inventories, 10-year bond auction, nothing that matters. That's all on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we've got Challenger job cuts at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The weekly initial and continuing, jobless claims numbers at 8:30. Natty gas at 10:30. We got Japan doing their rate announcements going into Friday, and then you've got the GDP out of the UK on Friday, along with our unemployment rate and Canada's unemployment rate at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday. So, some big numbers there. Some numbers that we'd be half size for Forex. Honestly, Forex has been so slow, does it really even matter at that point? It's hard to say, right? Sorry, I moved the charts. I didn't mean to. So let's get these back down in place for everybody. And it's just not been a super exciting couple of weeks here in the stock market. I mean, even if you look back, look at the dollar index right here. I just put it back up. I mean, look how much flatness there is. If you really analyze the last 3-4 months, it's just been like not great, right? And if you look at the ES, we're still sitting where we were back right before Thanksgiving, which was now 3 months ago. So nothing exciting in the markets, but got to keep plugging away and doing what we do. We made some money this week, and we'll call it a day. Charts as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet been NinjaTrader, sorry, my bad. If you've not yet taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading week.